How do you know that?
And we live.
There we go. Hello guys, good evening.
Adrian, how are you, little legend? What's happening?
We've got such a special man in the house here with us tonight. Unfortunately, he's not in my kitchen. He's just shouting comments in the back. But Jono, how are you doing?
I'm fine, and you gorgeous looking thing born out of Maritzburg College. What's happening?
From the Sleepy Hollow, hey? down to the Cape. It's good. Things are good here. Everyone seems to be behaving for a minute or two to let us get our show on the road. So who else is in the house? So guys, give us a shout out. Say hello to the captain, who's come to make sure that we're on our best behavior tonight. He's going to be giving us a few snippets.
But it's my night off in 5.5 days, so I am having a glass of wine. So cheers to those having a glass of wine with us. Those in the one program and that are hating, you can hate, because I deserve a glass of wine today, and I'm having one. So there, boom.
What's in your glass, Jono?
Guys, if you have any questions, shoot them across. We're both in the feed, so we can have a look at how it's going. I want to have some shoot fire questions here. Adrian, where are you from, you little legend? Give us the background. For those that don't know, Adrian is an incredible sportsman, cricketer, and rugby player, represented his country in both things. Tell us a little bit about that, you little chef, you.
That was many moons ago as a youngster. So yeah, growing up, cricket and rugby was pretty much all we did in Maritzburg. So I was lucky enough to kind of tick both those off in school days, and carried on with a little bit of both of them after school until the body kind of packed up a little bit and got a little bit older, and it was easier to break some ribs, and I didn't like that so much anymore. And instead found myself onto sort of the trails of the Cape and getting some trail running under the belt. And all along the way, being in the kitchen has been a bit of a passion. So picked that up from my mom and dad, really. They cooked up a storm for us, and I think just kind of carried that on and have taught myself some lessons and learned a lot from them. And now this is one of my happy places.
It's amazing. You Durbanites all come down to the Cape. Eh? You all come. My wife over here. She thought she was the mayor of Durban at one stage. Come down, and now she thinks she's the mayor of Cape Town. Like, she's talking a bit loud. She's just on the point. Anyway, it's fine.
Well, we do make it a better place for you guys. You Weinberg boys, eh? And the rest of the Cape.
Yes, we do. What are we cooking tonight, Adrian? Tell me about it, my man.
So a little winter warmer. I don't know how chilly you are there in Constantia, and we're in Weinberg, just down the drag. We've got the fire going, but we're going to spice it up with a lovely pumpkin soup with some meatballs. So if everyone's getting a bit of prep done, you've still got 5-6 minutes to do it. Let me show you what my prep looks like, just in case anyone needs a little last minute couple things to do. So there we go. Right, pumpkins, guys. So in the bowl, we've got some pumpkins and some turnips. I had quite a few questions about turnips. People couldn't find it, not a problem. It doesn't matter if it's not in there, guys. Or if you've got some cauliflower, we just want a nice low carb soup. So pumpkin goes in there and some turnips, nice and easy. I've cut them as small as possible so they can cook super quickly. So they'll be done nice and chop. So nice small cubes there. You can see just behind the pumpkin, we've got some finely diced onion. I only had some red onion, but if you've got yellow, that's cool, doesn't matter. Just chop it up, it's all going to get blended later, so that's all right. Then we've got some spices, which half a teaspoon of clove and a teaspoon of cinnamon. That's going to give us a lovely little spicy flavor into the pumpkin soup. We've got some grated ginger, about a thumb size. So grate that down, and half of that's going to go into the soup and half of it will go into the delicious little meatballs that we're going to do on the side. Then stock. So I have warmed it up. 600 mils of stock. The soup is all about the stock, so hopefully you've got some good quality stuff. But if you didn't and you just chucked in a stock cube into some water, that's cool. Doesn't matter. 600 mils of that. That's obviously going to make the soup. And then our meatballs are going to be nice and easy. I've got some minced pork and some onion powder. So that's going to be super simple. I said either pork or chicken, whatever you guys have got. You can use either. If you've got beef, it doesn't really matter. If you wanted a vegetarian version, some falafels will work nicely on this as your meatball. So you can go with any of those. So that's what mine looks like. How are you guys all doing with your prep? Any questions about it? Anything you guys are missing? Shoot it through.
Me. Got a question. Me. Does it make a difference? This always gets me. If it's vegetable or chicken stock. I know it's stupid. Excuse my ignorance.
No, cool. So it's really just about flavor. So obviously, if you want to keep it vegetarian, just go with a vegetable stock. And I've used chicken stock here just because that's the sort of the flavor. I want a bit more meatiness in it. But it won't matter. Even if you've got some beef stock in there, it's cool. Doesn't really matter. Whatever you've kind of got going around.
Amazing, cool stuff.
Right.
Zita says she loves Jono's face in the middle.
No.
It's like a Jono sandwich. Jules is commenting in the background over here.
Terrible.
He's always got to be the center of attention, don't you know that?
Jules walking around in her jammies here. Do you want to come see? She looks like Princess Sophia in these new jammies she's just bought. I'm not too sure about that, but anyway, back for that.
Is she not in the kitchen?
Kim Jones has just got a question for you. She's got turkey. Is that okay?
Yeah, that'll be perfect as well. I haven't found much turkey, so you're quite lucky to get that. Beautiful lean meat. So turkey's fantastic. Super option that'll go into there nicely. So chicken, turkey. Pork will be slightly on the higher sort of fat side, but still sort of delicious flavor from it. And not as bad as, some people give pork a bit of a bad rap, but it's actually got quite a nice fat profile in the meat. But yeah, turkey will work, chicken will work. If you want a vegetarian option, chuck that in as well. That's just right for the end.
Jen Horston just asked, do you make your own stock?
Yes. When I've got the time. So one of the best, so soup's all about the stock. We didn't have time today, so we bought a lovely ready-made stock, but made from some bones and all the good stuff. But if you've got time, it's super easy, guys. Roast a chicken on a Sunday, bang it in a pot with some water and a whole bunch of carrots and celery and onions, and just let it boil away for some hours, and you get some beautiful flavor out of it and loads of goodness as well.
Awesome. I think, Adrian, we're going to let you crack on and get going now. But I just wanted to say, if anyone has any questions and like sort of format what you want out of these cooking classes, please share that with us. It'll be amazing if we can grow it. And I mean, you've got an absolute legend in front of you here, guys. So let's create something that you want out of it. I can't wait to see this recipe. It's amazing. If you want to crack on, there's one more question here. Whole cloves or powdered?
If you use whole cloves, that's fine. You'll get the flavor. Just make sure you maybe take them out before we blitz them up later. Else you get some sort of chunky bits of clove, which isn't so cool. I've used powdered here just so it's going to kind of cook away and go into the soup later.
And if you don't have the cloves, is there a substitute for that, or?
I wouldn't really worry about it then. We've got some cinnamon for flavor. Some people don't really like cloves, so that's cool. Don't worry about it so much.
Well, over to you, big guy.
All right, so we'll crack on. Guys, hope all your prep's good and ready to go. It's 6:30, so we are going to kick it off. And I'm just going to move our camera back to position. And over a medium heat, fire up a frying pan. How are we looking there?
The right way this time.
No. Good. I think I was making people drunk last week, but that's about right. So, medium heat, got the frying pan going. Whatever your cooking oil of choice is, we're going to use some olive oil here. And the first thing we're going to do is just sweat off the onions. So we'll get that going. Sous Chef Greer is going to rock that for us. So, olive oil, just about a teaspoon or two, and onions. Okay, you should have a nice sizzle. Guys, if your stock isn't hot, please reheat that now. we want it hot so that when that goes in later, it doesn't have to heat up. It just makes the whole process a little bit longer. If you've got some time, it doesn't matter. But otherwise, pop it back on the stove, stick it in the microwave. Just make sure we get that up to heat while you're frying your onions off. So those will cook for about 3 minutes just to get nice and translucent. And give it a sort of flavor starter.
I'm getting a sous chef too. Yes,
Got another chef in the house here. Look at this. This is what it's all about. How cool is that? Nothing better than the kids getting stuck in the kitchen.
Yes, true.
So the two little ones, Jono, you've got giraffes in your house, and I've got the complete opposite. I've got a miniature house.
Well, I've got ulcers in my house, and this.
I know we've got those. Well, this one too.
For everyone at home, guys, doing this. I know your kids are young, and this is suicide hour, and you're cooking fast. These two little lighties, it's hard. So, thanks that
we bribe them.
Understand. We there. We know how it is, and so it's a old giraffe, peanut gallery in the background over here. I still want you to come and show your jammies because it's actually world class what you're doing. Anyway, but
could have at least dressed up for the occasion.
So, guys, I know the red wine factories are open at the moment, so I suggest we all get Adrian to place. We send them a bottle of wine to say thank you for cooking for us on a Wednesday night as a gesture of appreciation. How about that?
I definitely won't say no to that. I'll post my address here at the end of the day.
Good.
Right, so onions are cooking off. What's going to go in there next will be the pumpkins and the turnips. Remember, nice and finely diced, just so they'll cook quicker. And we're going to fry them for a little bit to get a bit of flavor and caramelize them before we add the soup in a bit. Those are still raw. So that's what they look like. And I'll tell you what in Okay, so let that cook up. That'll be a few minutes just to get some flavor on it. We're going to add the stock into that. And while that boils, we'll get onto the meatballs. Okay. All right. How's everyone going? John, I don't know if you got that. Apparently, Jules might want to know what wine goes with the pumpkin soup.
Yes, Jules wants to know what wine goes with anything that she eats. As long as she has a glass of red wine, she's happy. Happy wife, happy life. Keep her happy. By the way, she said she wasn't drinking wine the whole week. She lasted till Monday night.
Are there burpees in her future?
Yeah. I've been down this road many times. You know how it goes. You know what I mean? You just go, yeah.
Nikki wanted to know what pots we need. So Nikki, just one frying pan, and in the pot for the stock that'll become the soup after we blitzed it as well. So just two things: frying pan and a stock pot, or a soup pot. All right. How's everyone doing? Hopefully your kitchen smells quite nice. What we're going to do is add the spices. So cinnamon and cloves, half a teaspoon of ground cloves, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. That'll go in there as well. Put 2 cloves in if you don't have, and just make sure if you don't have the powdered version, make sure we take those out before we blitz it a little bit later.
I love
Petrus
this vibe
is back with us.
Adrian, sorry, I love this vibe that you got going on here. You got a complete Gordon Ramsay going on here, just ordering in the background. You got your assistant in the background cooking there for you. I hope you're going to be as rough on her when it comes to the taste as possible, eh? So
my language might be a bit better though, hopefully, else we'll get shut down.
We don't get shut down. We do actually get shut down sometimes. I love it. I know. This is Louise goes, I love Adrian's wife, does all the work while he talks on Saturday morning. Jules is the one doing all the exercise when Jono talks.
That's how this business operates.
No, sorry, guys.
What's this?
It's like sitting around the corner here, there's just peanut gallery.
Yeah.
It's
Some
okay.
of the
I love you.
girls do all the work.
Yeah, the girls do all the work. That's exactly it.
Yeah. Center of the world, guys. You guys are the best. Can't live without
You sit and drink wine, Jono.
Cool. How's everyone doing? Okay, that should be frying off. You should have some nice flavor. You can see our pot there looks pretty good. We've got some. Let me give it another minute. So I'm just going to pop the stock in the microwave to get it super hot. So make sure your stock's warm so that can go into the pot. We just want the veg to get soft so that it can blitz up nice and easily in a little bit. And then we're going to start rolling the meatballs.
Stuart Bossinger wants to know if the spices are in, Adrian.
So we've just popped the spices in. So what's gone in and is the dried spices. So we put in the cinnamon and the cloves and the thumb of ginger that you grated. Now's the time to put half of that in. The other half's going to go, keep that aside for the meatballs. So yeah, half of your fresh ginger, pop that in. If you don't have fresh and you've got some ground stuff, pop that in for the flavor instead. That's cool as well.
It's just a stupid question. What kind of heat are you cooking on there?
So it's medium heat. Not too hot. We don't want to burn the veg. But we're getting some nice flavor on the bottom of the pan anyway.
So we're not the biggest like cooking extraordinaires. I'm actually quite good in the kitchen, by the way.
You've said this, John. I still haven't seen one of your creations come up.
When we come up with this whole thing, I'll invite you over and I'll shock you. Jules,
I look forward to it.
Not so much. Just throwing it out there.
All right, so should have some good smells, guys. What's your kitchen smelling like? Those aromatics are cool, and we're going to pop in the stock. And if there's anything sticking on the bottom of the pan, that's going to come off. We're going to deglaze that, and that's where all lovely flavor is going to come from.
Amazing. Adrian, what is that teaspoon in the background over there? Is that a little teaspoon of cement? Just want to find out on the wall.
What, yeah. This?
Yeah.
Let me show you guys quickly.
Yeah.
What is it?
This was the latest addition to the kitchen today.
Yes, I like that.
That is Jono's teaspoon of cement. It's an ode to the big man. So whenever in doubt, and when you're training a little harder, and you're complaining, Jono, what do you need to do?
You have a little teaspoon of cement, my brother. There we go.
That's it. Just don't add it to the pot because that won't taste like it.
Haley Wall says it's smelling delicious. Woof, Haley,
nice.
I can smell it through my phone here. It is incredible. It's looking good, guys. Is it Aiden Smith wants to know if the ginger's in?
If what?
If the ginger is in. Sorry, you missed it.
Yeah. So we put half the fresh ginger in. That's in there now while the pot comes up to a little boil. So chuck that in if it hasn't gone in. Keep the other half. And what we're going to do now is roll the meatballs. So all we're going to do is cook the veg until it gets nice and soft so we can blend it up. All the hard work there is done. Super easy, guys. And then while that's going, roll some meatballs and we're going to fry those off to add up at the end. All right, so let's show you what's going to happen there. And I think Izzy's going to help us as well.
I'm going to get a bowl.
Okay, so we've got half a kilo of we used pork mince there. Kim used turkey, which was fantastic. If you've got some chicken, it's cool. If it is beef, whatever. All we're looking at doing here, and actually I'll give you a little rundown of why we're doing a soup and a little bit of education because that's why we're here as well. But we've got that to get some protein into the soup. So we're going to serve it with the lovely meatballs. Half a kilo of whatever mince you've got. We're going to add the ground onion. So your onion powder, grab that and go. We're going to add the other half of your grated ginger. That'll go in. And then we're going to season it with some salt and pepper. Easiest meatballs ever. So nice flavors in there. You can, if you want to, carry some of the other flavor. If you've got a little bit of cinnamon from what you've just used or some cloves, and just to kind of ramp up the flavor from earlier, that'll work as well. But if you've got some good quality meats, there's not a lot you need to do to it, guys. Just a little bit of flavor, season it nicely, cook it well, and you're going to win. Okay. So Gria's mixing that all in nicely there, and then we're going to roll it into some meatballs in a bit. Now, a little bit of background on the soups, why we're doing it this week. Had loads of questions on our one-on-one program. Obviously, it's getting a little cold, and everyone wants to know how to portion a soup, how does it fit into a meal plan, how does it fit into healthy eating. So firstly, one of the things we normally miss out on in soup is the protein content. So we want enough protein in there. So in this instance, we're making a great veg soup and we're serving it with the balls, which is fantastic. Could do things like shredding some chicken in there. If you're doing vegetarian, base your soup off some lentils or chickpeas or something that's going to give you a vegetable-based protein. Here we've got the mince, can shred some meat, anything in there. You can thicken it with an egg. You can add some ricotta, but whenever you're doing some soups, guys, just make sure there's enough protein. And the other component is veg. So we're trying to keep this low carb and not too starchy. So there's no potato, we've gone pumpkin instead of butternuts, which is half the carb content there. Essentially, that's the free part of your meal. Whatever non-starchy veg you want, whatever stock, bang it in there. Get some flavor, get that to bulk up your meal. Make sure that's where all the filling, satiety, and the comfort and the flavor and everything comes from. Pair that with some protein, and you're gold. You don't have to go and buy a soup from anywhere, grab a tin. Easy to make, guys. Veg and protein. If you need a little bit more fuel, have it with some bread, chuck in some potatoes, use some sweet potatoes, whatever you want. But if we're looking for some body composition change, we're looking for some fat loss, we're going nice, low carb here.
And super clean, Adrian. Wow.
Easy.
Super clean. The thing is, what stands out to me on this meal is that you've got to put effort into it. You know what I mean? And this is not a lot of effort for me. It's just like proper preparation. Get it together. Get with your partner if you have a partner, whatever, and just divide up the roles, make it happen. Put it together. It's such a super simple and clean and effective meal. It's amazing. Yep.
Bit of prep. So it took me about 10 minutes just to prep the stuff, get it ready. It's going to take us 20 minutes to cook this, and half an hour you've got a cool meal. Like you said, John, also in the kitchen, partner, family, whatever, it's a bit of special time. So when you're not putting on a show, you can have a glass of wine and sit down and have a good chat. But it's an important time of the day.
Big time. And I think, especially with the meatballs, the kids would love putting those together and rolling them up and, having a jaw with it. That's awesome, man.
Like this.
And I love that. I love that tip with the pumpkin versus the butternut, because so many people go butternut. And I'm the biggest one who goes carb content, just watch it. But pumpkin, super effective and delicious as well. So it's such a good alternative. It's just like you're just halving your calories like that. Bam.
Well, exactly. Yeah. So it's half the carb content of butternut. You get all the flavor. So when you're looking to kind of keep it trim and lean, it's a nice way to shave it off and still get all the benefit from it. And there are loads of veg that we can do that with, which is awesome. So always try and bulk your soup up with one of those non-starchy veg, and you're good to go.
Cool. Simone Judden just asking, she goes, how big must the meatball be? If
I want to know.
My wife's also asking me. So just about a golf ball size.
Okay, golf ball size. Love that. I would have made it probably about a soccer ball size, knowing myself.
So they can be any size you want. The smaller they are, the quicker they'll cook. So we're all about getting this on the plate as soon as we can. So we chop the veg nice and small, making fairly small meatballs, and it's going to be... No, that's cool. So it'll be 4 minutes, and those will be done, and we're going to pop them into the soup. Okay.
Jules, are you going to cook this for me? It's amazing.
That's what your meatballs look like. Chris done a super job. Hopefully your veg is all cooking away nicely. We might just need 4 minutes on that to get it nice and soft.
Delicious.
I don't want to lose too much liquid out of there, so maybe cover up your veg so it doesn't get too dry. If it does get a little bit, you can just add some more water. It doesn't matter.
Adrian, just let's get back to that little teaspoon of cement there quickly. I love that idea. I think we should try get one of those in every single kitchen across the country. Jules,
Yeah.
you haven't seen this, by the way, just for the background. Adrian's blown up a big picture of a teaspoon of cement, and he's put it on his wall. Boom. What a legend. There it is. Look at that. Hey?
Beautiful. Designed by the extremely talented Michaela Humphreys. So we'll shout out there.
And she is a tree hugger of note. She loves to hug a tree, and she'll self-confess to that. So, and
Hopefully she's here with us tonight.
That is amazing. Tomorrow, Macmillan, she's going to make this tomorrow. Tomorrow, I strongly suggest you do. What's wrong? You can see what? On the wall? Yes. I'd still like for you to come in your jammies and come like show the world what you're wearing right now. She's like, no, shut up, Jono. It's okay. It's good. It's amazing.
I think you embarrass her enough, Jono.
No, you know, our lives. It's funny. You go hard on each other. My wine is delicious today. I hope you guys are having a glass of wine. And for those at home on the 101 program that we do preach to go hard at you, guys, 5.5 days out of 7. Please be normal. Pick your day and a half. But my goodness, you need to have a glass of wine every now and then. Just don't go drink a pub suck or like 10 bottles of wine. Sustainability and just, you know, like just enjoy life and just be sustainable and have a plan within reason. Some of us need to be stricter than others, 100%. But other than that, please just be sustainable and be normal. Okay. Amazing. Good.
Jono, what are you guys having for supper?
This evening, I have no idea. We actually haven't even planned it yet. We've had such a hectic day. Just before I got off the phone, got on the line with you, I was on the 702 radio interview, and we're gonna settle after this, and we're gonna come up with something. It's just the Mankeys family is rolling with the punches, but trust me, it will be clean and healthy, and we'll be having tuna. We're having tuna and salad. That's what we're having tonight.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Peanut gallery in the back. Eh? Wow.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Susanna on the one-on-one program wants to know if you can have 2 cups of soup for the vegetable portion. Yeah, so essentially, I mean, the 2 cups of pumpkin that went in there, so about 300 grams. We're talking 20 grams of carbs throughout the entire meal. So that's all it is. It's about what you're going to get. Interesting fact, pumpkin and broccoli give you about the same amount of carbs. So guys, don't worry too much about the veg portion. Bulk up on that. Have a little extra. Make sure it keeps you full. Stick to your protein portion. Any additional fats, make sure we're nailing that. But it's always the safe bet to rather go harder, go higher on the veg side.
Yeah, really good advice. I love that. I think that's a massive mistake a lot of people are making. You know, it's just like bulk up on the veg. It's fine. You know what I mean? Just keep that protein portion and keep the balance right, which is essential. Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Any questions, guys? I hope your kitchen smells good. How's this? We should be pretty close to be able to run that through a stick blender. We've got our blender out here that we're going to bang it in. I think that's one of my favorite things in the kitchen. Beautiful Omni blend. Smoothies, nut butters, flours. Invest in a good blender. And you can obviously do your soups, but so versatile. There's plenty that you can do with it. And it's a toy for your kids. So make sure you've got a nice one. If you've got a stick blender, that's cool. Just stick it in the pot once this is done, and you can just keep that warm while we fry off the meatballs, and be ready to go. So just want to check on the veg. It looks like it should be all right.
Janet Taylor Ellis says it is smelling amazing.
All smells good. It smells like Christmas in Europe with the cloves and the cinnamon. It's such a lovely flavor. It's such a lovely smell. And that's exactly what you're going to have. Okay, you might need to do this over the sink.
Say hello to Kimmy and John and Zezzy. Say hi, Zez.
Yeah.
I think Adrian, for listeners and the followers in the UK, I think the turkey options is awesome because like turkey's so readily available in the UK. Yeah. It's awesome. I mean, you don't get turkey like you do here.
Unfortunately, we don't get it as easily. but like turkey's fantastic. Even as an alternative to bacon, some sort of turkey rashers, super great way to get some protein into breakfast. I found it once or twice, but if you can find it, it's super. Right, so our soup is in the blender. It's going to make a noise, so we're going to turn it on. Get yours blended, stick blender, in the blender, whatever's going. You doing that?
Haley Jane Wells went and bought a blender, especially for today. That is dedication. For those of you at home while they're blending up, I hope you've seen our Jeff swag out there, guys. Go get your socks, t-shirt, and your little vest. There's so much interest in that. We've got to get a t-shirt out there. Maybe we should get some aprons done, eh? Adrian, what do you think?
We had a comment there asking for a teaspoon of cement on an apron. I think that's a great idea.
Yes! Yes! I love that. I think it's a great idea.
I think that was Tanya.
A teaspoon of cement on an apron. Jules is rolling her eyes at me, of course, because my ideas are never good enough for her. My goodness. Or
to quote John, I loved his hashtag. He said, Master Jeff. So welcome to the Master Jeff kitchen.
Master Jeff. That is so good, eh? Master
All right,
Jeff.
so our soup's done. We've just put it into the pot, so to keep it a little bit warm, and we're going to fry off the meatballs quickly, and then it's going to be ready. So same pan that we fried the veg in, just to keep the flavor. Small little splash of oil, medium heat, and we're going to cook those meatballs quickly. And then we're going to be ready to serve. So,
Here we go.
Okay, so Greer's adding the meatballs in there. There's just a little bit of oil in the pan, medium heat.
Okay, there we go. Oh, that looks delicious. My goodness. Okay.
So there the meatballs go.
Oh,
so if you're only cooking for two, this is a great way to make a little extra. So soup, pop it in the freezer. You've got a quick go-to for lunch, for dinner, for anything. Meatballs, cook them all, and you can pop it into breakfast tomorrow. Take it with you to the office, for lunch. Guys, if you're making dinner, if you're putting the time in, rather just cook a little bit more, and it makes tomorrow so much easier.
Such a cool tip, and it just makes it effective for the next day, so you can actually focus on clean eating the next day. You don't have to prepare time, stop making excuses, just double up, make it happen. Wow.
Put your energy elsewhere. Put it into your training. Is it taking off? Love it.
Take you off. Master Jeff it is. Aprons with Master Jeff on it. Love it.
All right, so those meatballs should cook fairly quickly. We would just want some good color on them, so about 2 or 3 minutes aside, and just roll them over. Soup is staying warm.
15 minutes.
And then it's going to be simple, nice bowl, soup, 3 or 4 meatballs, and you're done. Easy, easy, easy.
It's such a cool combo though, because it's a combination you never really think of. You know what I mean? It's like either one or the other or something else, but it is an incredible combination that you're looking at there. It really looks insane. I'm going to get Jules to make this for me.
We'll send you an Uber Eats afterwards, Jono.
There we go. How's it going? Sam Paddock, Master Jeff, a new name is born. Yes, man. That's good. I love this Master Jeff, eh? Come say no.
No.
Why? Come, just be yourself.
How's everybody doing? Any questions? Guys, we should be almost good to go. Meatballs are cooking. Kitchen smells great. Soup smells good.
Lucy
Hopefully it's been easy.
Yeah, Lucy's just saying she makes at least 3 days worth of foods, making good food. It saves all around, 100%. It's just like prep and plan, man. You just gotta be prepared. That's all. And you must be determined to want to eat healthy and clean. That's all. It's just a mindset, man.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's all.
A bit of planning, a bit of prep, it goes a long way. Makes life easier.
100%. Corin Douglas goes, she's definitely making this. I'm definitely going to make this. I'm making this tomorrow. I'm a bit upset I'm not making it right now, to be completely honest. But my job is to answer questions and just give Adrian a hard time. So, Adrian, the mayor of Maritzburg. It's amazing, eh? College 123. I met some incredible oaks from some of my best friends come out of Maritzburg College, by the way. Peter Dixon. I can think of Brian Carley, Christopher Berg, Matt Burry Buerta. I mean, there's some special characters.
You're naming some of our finest, Jono. Well done.
Sure. Terrible things, those, eh? But amazing things. And Nikki Eggleston, nom nom nom, smells so good. Nikki is chomping at the bit to eat those meatballs. I can tell you that much. And next, Jeannie Becker, Jarmies, it's Derbs thing. Jules Becker just commented, Jules, she goes, Jarmies, it's a Derbs thing. Totes. Just like the boys on the roof. Half. Bang. There we go.
Right, guys, meatballs are almost done.
The legend Richard Caulfield's with us from Durban as well. Richie, we can't wait. I think we talked to you on Friday morning. Saturday. Oh, Saturday. Okay, cool.
How's everybody doing? We're just about ready to go. I'm going to get a bowl to put our soup in.
Vivian Gow is with us. Richard Caulfield, Haley Jane Wall says, and drink wine, Jono. Everyone's just trying to keep me quiet. I do love the sound of my own voice, though. I can't help it. I'm having fun. I'm into it. I'm having a cook along here with my mates. It's like
fun is the important thing.
Aiden Smith, who's with us every single morning today, he says smells amazing. Aiden, superb, my legend. Love it.
Okay, guys, meatballs just about done.
Woo!
It's smelling good.
It looks amazing. It looks.
Just taste your soup, check the seasoning. That was very nice. If you've got a lemon or even just some vinegar, add a sort of teaspoon to the soup. I think it's just going to balance it out quite nicely. It wasn't in the recipe, but just tasting it. That's one thing. Often cooking at the end, check for your seasoning and the acid level. Bit of acid from something will so often just bring the flavors together, make it very lacquer. So I think ours needs. I don't think we've got lemon, but I'm just going to add either that or a little bit of vinegar, and we head for it. How good is that? Yeah.
Looks amazing, guys.
Soup in the bowl. And gonna pop in a couple of meatballs.
Daniela Laura, I'm so intrigued. I love cooking. It's like my favorite thing in the world, by the way. That is my stress release, is in the evenings. I come home, well, used to come home, but I'm home all the time, but I cook for my family. That's what I love to do. There's nothing better for me to do that. I really, really love it. I'm keeping lunch for tomorrow. To keep meatballs and soup separate for now. It's Adrian. Andrea wants to know if she's going to keep hers for lunch tomorrow. Must she keep it separate, the meatballs and the soup, or would you put it together?
If she heats it through properly tomorrow, it's fine to keep it together. Because if you portion something now, it just saves time tomorrow. So feel free to pop it all in there. You can have a pre-portioned, ready to go option. So, guys, how good does that look? If you need to add a little extra to it, little dollop of some cream cottage cheese, or some cream if you need some extra calories. But this is nice, super lean meal as it is. 4 meatballs, so we've got nice protein content, low carb from the pumpkin and the spicy soup, and that's ready to go. So ours smells fantastic. Hopefully Jono's will smell fantastic tomorrow. but I really want to see some pictures. See if you can zhuzh it up. Mine maybe wasn't pretty as there. It's a bit of color, so the white and a little sprinkling of some green would be fantastic. So let's see who can one up that and stick it on the Jeff Together page. I want to see some beautiful bowls. Let's see those creations, guys.
Good. And like what I've learned out of this is it's super. If you make an effort, you can eat clean. It looks amazing. Such a simple, incredible recipe that you can have different options. You can bring in a vegetarian option. You can bring in different proteins. So there's no excuses. You know, you just have to put a bit of effort and preparation to it. But it looks insane. Well done. Absolutely incredible. I'm actually salivating. I'm a bit jealous of what you guys are eating right now.
I'm pretty hungry, and I'm sure you guys are too. So time to eat, guys. Enjoy it.
Eat.
Let us know how it goes. Like Jono said, we've got ideas, the things you want to see, we're here for you guys. So let us know what you want more of. And next week, we've actually got a guest chef coming who's going to run us through something delicious. So watch out for that. So I'm looking forward to that. And other than that, recipes will go out on Friday. Sign up to Jeff Together. Go steady with us if you're not already. Guys, $200. It's nothing. If you haven't ordered your swag, do that. How cool is the swag, Jonah?
So good. It's flown. People are just loving it. But I want to know who would be keen on a Master Jeff apron. I think that is the way to go. Master Jeff. I think we should host our own Master Jeff. To be completely honest, that's where my brain's going. Anyway, that's not about me, guys. That was awesome. I really enjoyed it. To the Penzon family, you guys are incredible people. Thank you for your patience with the little ones running around. I know it's hard. People don't understand. You got little ones running around. It's hard, man. It's hard. But you can do it. And it's amazing. You guys are incredible. Thanks for an awesome evening, guys. Amazing evening. Awesome. You guys are insane. Send us what you want out of this platform with regards to nutrition, and we're going to try to provide it. Adrian, over to you to finish off, you Adrian. I will sign out. You guys go for it and close off.
Thanks, Jonah. I hope you get a good feed there tonight as well. So good to have the head boy in the house tonight with us, which was special. Guys, look forward to seeing what you had or what you're putting on your plates. Hope it was easy. Hope it was tasty. Let us know. And other than that, we're going to sign off, and we're going to see you same time next week, Wednesday night. Have a good one, guys.
Yes, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.